Sometimes I wonder why I still bother with this team. I mean, okay, our white ball team, I can't be saying that we're still far behind at this point in time. But I'm gonna have to say that because we are far behind from the rest of the world when it comes to our white ball team, particularly against the best sides in the world like India. But today was a very, very difficult watch. It was a very tiresome watch. It was a very heartbreaking watch, I would say, to watch this, to see this team capitulate the way they did, particularly with the bat. Now, these are seasonal, experienced campaigners that play T20 cricket and T20 tournaments all around the world, and to be dominated the way they were, was a travesty, in my opinion. There's a lot of work that's going to need to go into this team to get their mentality right, to shake off the cobwebs from previous disappointments. And despite all the bilateral series losses, we've still managed to make it to knockouts in major tournaments. But we need to start making winning a habit for the Proteas in white ball cricket. It's been terrible for a very long time now. And I hope that Coach Shukri and his team can turn things around with regards to the white ball side. This is not acceptable, a loss like this. I always said that I want to see you go down fighting. Like we did in the ODI series, I have to say. We went down fighting. We might have lost the series. We might have lost some games, but we put in 100% effort and we went down with a fight. Okay? Not in the final game per se. We didn't play to our best ability in that match either. So it's been 2 matches in a row now that we've had a completely contrasting feeling to the test team. And it's bothering me as a fan and it's worrying me as a fan. And I'm sure it's bothering you guys too out there. But it is where we are, and this is where we are right now. So let's dive into it. Let's have the conversation. Let's talk about what happened. Guess that's the only thing we can do right now. But before we get going, before we get started, please subscribe to the channel if you're new and click the notification bell for all future videos, and click the notification bell if you haven't done so already. Smash the like button, comment and share, and don't forget to comment in the comment section after we've ended the stream. Very important that you guys do so for recommended feeds. Yeah, and let's get straight into today's video. Not looking forward to it, but it is what it is. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your review show. I'm your host, Khalid Mohidin, and this is the show where we talk about everything that has to do with the first T20I between South Africa and India. Let's start off by just laughing. Because if we don't laugh, then we'll just be miserable all the time when it comes to this team's white ball performances. 1 minute they give you hope, the next minute they destroy you and completely break your heart. So it's been like this with a white ball team for a very, very long time. And this was an embarrassing, disappointing performance by South Africa. We know that there's no other way to really put it. I mean, we were dominated and destroyed in this match. India showed their class. and we just didn't know how to respond. I know I haven't been here the last few days or so with any shows, etc. I just want to give you guys a reason. It was my mother's 60th birthday. So we've had, I've been busy spending time with her, of course, and doing things with her over the weekend, etc. So it was yesterday her birthday. So we spent the weekend having family time and really and really trying to make it special for her. So that's why I haven't really been active online here per se, because when I shoot these shows, it's normally in the evenings, and obviously evening times is where we go have dinner and we try to hang out with the family, etc. So yeah, I haven't had really the time to come online and do a video like this here. If you follow my TikToks, I've had a chance to do quick TikTok videos there. And if you follow our Cricket Fanatics Mag Facebook page, you'll see updates from our website over there. Okay, so let's get into today's match. Let's talk about this travesty. We won the toss. We elected the bowl first. Was a two-paced kind of wicket. I mean, up front, we bowled pretty well. I thought there was hope in this match. 78 for 4. But how many times have we used the word hope and South Africa in the same sentence? Yeah, you can see the fall of the wickets was at the regular intervals, and it did put India a little bit on the back foot. Tilak Varma was the top scorer out of the top 4 with 26 of 32, 2 fours and 1 6. So we did kind of hold them back a bit. I mean, 11.4 overs, only 78 for 4. I think that's a decent start to the match. And then we just fell apart after that. Hardik Pandya, we allowed him to just take the game away from us. 59 of 28 balls, 6 fours, 4 sixes, strike rate of 210. He was brilliant. Couldn't stop him. Well done to Lungingini and Lutusapamla for the start that they gave South Africa. But the back end of this innings was just phenomenal by India. I mean, they scored over almost 100 runs in the last 9 overs. So a very good performance from them at the back end. And all he needed was cameos around him. You know, Akshar Patel did well with him, Shivam Dube, but it was the Hardik Pandya show, 100%. He really took the innings deep. He helped India post 175 for 6. Our bowlers, they weren't that good today. I mean, other than Lungingiri, 3 for 31, Lutusapamla, 2 for 28. 2 for 38. Anik Nokia was pretty expensive, 0 for 41 on his comeback for South Africa. Keshav Mara, 0 for 25, quite expensive. Donovan Ferreira got 1 wicket for 13. Marco Jansen bowled economically, but didn't take any wickets for 0 for 23. He's been bowling well recently. ODIs and T20s now. And at least we had the extras were a little bit lower. There weren't so many extras, only 9 wides, 13 runs of extras. So that was good from South Africa, a little bit better from them. But 175 was too much for South Africa to defend. And we started off poorly. Quinton de Kock for a duck in the third ball of the innings. Aiden Markram got 14 of 14. Tristan Stubbs, 14 of 9. Deva Brevis was our best batter, 22 of 14. David Miller got 1. Donovan 5. Marco got 12 of 12. Maharaj a duck. Nokia 1. Sapamla 2. Kiri 2 not out. We bowled up for 74. And as everybody took wickets for India. They completely destroyed us. I mean, they bowled smartly. Really smartly. Ashdeep Singh 2 for 14. Jasprit Bumrah 2 for 17. Varun Chakravarti 2 for 19. Akshar Patel 2 for 7. Hardik Pandya 1 for 16. Shivam Dube 1 for 1. Bowled out for 74. Dominated. Completely dominated. We lost by 101 runs. And there's nothing more for me to say about it. We need to see an improvement. Hopefully, this is the worst that we performed, and it is all up from here, and we just continuously improve. We've got 5 T20s, so there's 4 more left. So you want to see an upward trajectory. And start to see this team start to develop. Um, I mean, it's been ages since this combination of players played together. It's no excuse because they play a lot of T20 cricket around the world, so they should be up for this. But it just wasn't a good performance from South Africa. And there's no other way for me to say it. So let me get into your live chat. Daksha says, pathetic, no choice for Proteas, no chance for Proteas. Even after 23 matches, we are struggling for right combinations of team by good positions. We are losing matches and losing by crushed margin and making records of losing. He continues by saying, from conceding 300 in England, losing to Namibia, and all out at lowest score shows we are standing before World T20. We can't even win matches consistently. On what basis Bosch or Linda is not ahead of Herrera? What is his performance rather than 100? His bowling is not on point to just justify his place. Donovan, I don't know. Donovan hasn't impressed in his South African colours yet. Adding numbers is white ball squad not looking good, to be honest. Dax again says you shout that Rickerton is ahead of Quinton. Quinton de Kock, always what you say now of his performance. You haven't had a good wicketkeeper batter ahead of him. There is no comparison. There aren't options rather than Quinton de Kock. Yeah, look here. I have to admit that I might have been wrong about Quinton de Kock and saying that I want to see maybe a younger player in his place in 50 over cricket. If he's performing consistently and he does what he did in the last game, then by all means select him. T20 cricket, it's no brainer. I think he should play. But he has to now start performing and putting on runs for South Africa in the T20 format as well. Adding numbers is Quinton de Kock needs to show some positive energy on his face, which will transform into his performances. Markram needs to play to his strengths. Miller, after all the hype fails, he should take responsibility. We've got a super chat that I have to read out. Let me find it quickly. That gets preference of everybody else, guys. Sorry. Since the last T20 World Cup, we have won 9 out of 28 T20I matches. We've lost to teams like Ireland, Namibia. I know a lot of experimentation has gone on, but we are bang average at the moment. Agreed. Thank you for the super chat, Wesley. Really, really appreciate it. Super chats help the channel out a hell of a lot. Even with regards to putting us into recommended feeds, etc., and into the algorithm. If you guys support me with super chats and all of those type of things, it will show that our channel is popular. It will prove that our channel is popular and it will recommend us more. Adding numbers is Muller. After all the hype fails, he should take responsibility. Yeah, but I mean, it's first game. There's 4 games left. Let's hope that we can improve from game to game. BT6415 says, for once, can a few reliable batters who generally score 8 out of 10 be selected? It's clear that players like Markram, De Kock, and Rickerton Riza struggle against quality attacks. But anybody struggles against quality attacks. We just need to find that consistency a lot more often. Look for a guy like Aiden and them. They're switching between formats as well. So it is quite difficult to do that. Maybe they need some time to maybe just switch into T20 mode. Because 50 over is a lot closer to Test cricket, I feel, than it is to ODI cricket, especially if you're a top order batter. So let's hope that we can come back and fight back. I mean, if we can make this a close series and not get dominated 4-1, or then I'll be okay with that. A 3-2 loss is okay for me if we've shown improvement. But it's very difficult to show consistency in T20 cricket, though. This format is very fickle. Um, it, uh, it's heavily reliant on what is happening on the day, and one player can just perform on a day and just win you a match. A lot more in this format than any other format, I feel. ID number says Don needs to go. He hasn't done much after multiple opportunities. Janssen and Brevis intent is good, but needs to understand the game better, and just swinging the bat without game awareness will not help. I know your name's not ID number, but to read out every single digit of this is going to be tiresome. So your name is ID number now, unless you give me a name to what to call you. Something positive was the bowling. We should try Linda and Bosch next game. Tliso says we don't have white ball openers and bowlers. I mean, we do have the bowlers and we do have the openers. Quentin and Aiden should be able to open in this format together. They should. They're good enough. I mean, today they didn't come to the party. Let's hope that they can in the rest of the series. I don't want to get too carried away and too negative so soon in a series that is 5 matches. You know, if this was a 3 match series, then by all means, yeah, we could get a lot more upset. But we have an opportunity to bounce back now. No one owns responsibility in this team, says Ari Number. Pratik says, how long are we going to see such performances by SA in T20s? It's now more than torture. That's why I'm so depleted here. Dak says, in voucher coaching, we are good in winning white ball series in T20I's format by winning a good percentage. That's why I highly ranked his coaching capabilities. Disappointment that he hadn't given us a trophy. I mean, come on. Dak says, since Walter comes, his display this records had his sons continue to hurt us in the team. Pratik says, how is Maharaj ahead of Linda in T20s? Is baffling. India are batting till number 8 and we only have 6 batters. At BT6415 says, there have to be players like the Zorja and even Bavuma, man. There needs to be some stability for F's sake. This current group is never ever going to score in tough conditions against a quality attack. Sanjay says, SA batting or bowling, which looks worse in T20s? Our batting definitely looks worse than our bowling. I think with the right bowling combination, we can do really well. Nandre Berger is injured at the moment. He needs to come back into this team. You've got Nandre, you've got Andrich, you've got Lungi, you've got KG. I think that's a formidable bowling attack. If you're going to play 4 seamers, you can pick between the 4 of them. And I think that Keshav Maharaj is good. George Linder, decent. I mean, good. We need to find a place for Georgie in this team somehow. I mean, if Donovan is not going to perform, then George has to come in as a number 7. Marco is a good bowler as well. 8. And then Corbin Bosch is also another option. So we've got options. We just need to find the right combinations. Avish says, Khalid, our white ball teams, especially T20, needs a lot of work. Muller looked very rusty. Ferreira has way too many charges in his team. He needs to be dropped. Rotliso says, you look so down and out, Khalid. Yeah, I am. But I'm very tired as well, guys. I haven't been sleeping really well. Pratik says, the bowling of SA is even worse, conceding 175 on this pitch. Taksha's pathetic umpiring as well as Brevis out and a no ball. Umpiring India is like give job to anyone who doesn't know about cricket. Pratik says it's going to be 5-0 if they're going to perform like this. I can't see them performing like this again. They have to improve. But Sam says Ferreira just spoke this guy never trust. Avish says Ferreira is franchise basher, but he's completely out of his depth in international cricket. And yet everybody on this channel, a lot of the fans on this channel were very, very, very want to see him in the side. Wanted to see him in the side and pushed for him to be in the side. I'm not saying that I didn't want to see him in the side, But the way people were speaking about him is like there's it's like it's ridiculous that he's not there. Um, I thought that he deserved an opportunity, but I didn't think it was like 100% has to be. But Sam says pure Chinese protest team never can be trusted. Why would you be derogatory to Chinese? I mean, what the flip, Sam? Alvin says, I knew we would need Bosch and Linda to bat as deep as possible. Selection was wrong, embarrassing. Even the last ODI with a batting order. Torciso says, happy belated birthday to the special lady. Thank you, thank you. Um, Dakshes don't know Maharaj is well affected on Senna, but when he comes in India or subcontinent, he is not affected, but very economical, which doesn't benefit the team a lot rather than he picks some fifers. I mean, Maharaj does actually struggle in the subcontinent, to be fair. I don't know why. Chatil says SA have lost 17 of their last 24 T20Is associate level. Crazy. Sam says, to be honest, reality is in T20 too many combinations. We tried in almost every series and result in the World Cup near. Still, we don't know what the combination should be. And Coach Chukri doesn't either. I mean, he hasn't been given a lot of time with this T20 team to actually develop that. So we need to be understanding of that as well. Alvin says, I knew we would need Bosch and Linde in order to bat as deep as possible. Come on, man. Selection was wrong. Embarrassing. Even the last ODI with the batting order made no sense at all. Chatis says, why does it say batting end at 7 in T20? Any good T20 side bats still at least 8. Sam says, I still think Tony will play massive role at number 3 in T20. This should be perfect 11 for World Cup. Aiden, Quinton, Tony, Brevis, Stubbs, Miller. It's amazing how you guys changed on Tony so quickly. Tony, Brevis, Stubbs, Miller, Janssen, Bosch, Keshav, Rabada, and Gidi. Shai Guevara says, why not Mutasami selected? He is a great player. I would like to see Mutasami get a chance at some point in T20 cricket. Let's see how he does in the T20 this year. BT6415 says Luandra Pretorius and Markram, Dezorzi, Stubbs, Brevis, Klassen if possible. Nah, Klassen's out of the question. Ferreira, Linda, Janssen, Rabada 11. Ngidi. Any other player except for Bosch is either unreliable or out of form. Trujillo says David Miller, Markram, and Quinton de Kock. Chatil says the Cock shouldn't be a shoe in for T20, in my opinion. Has been shocking in franchise leagues and didn't do well in Pakistan. Sam says this Quinton de Kock return doesn't make me happy. Really, I'm not a big fan of his attitude, to be honest. Tuck says, look at Sapamla domestic records. He hasn't done something very good. His economy rate always tell where he could say his injury requires only 2-week rehabilitation. So where he is in the focus. Trujillo says Markram, Miller, and Quinton de Kock were the worst. Alvin says that was a definite no ball that got Brevis out. It was over by then anyway. Yeah, it was. He put us out of our misery, actually, the umpire. Shai Guevara says they should add Mutasami lower order batting depth and quality. Spin in India, Sri Lankan pitchers, South Africa missing him. It's easy to say that now in hindsight. It sounds like Tony should be in World Cup squad. I'm a bit disappointed that he got injured. He should have played at 3 since the World Cup in sub. He plays very well in the subcontinent. I'm not going to lie. He looks very comfortable. Alvin says Linda and Bosch for Supamla and Donovan. Sanjay says your opinion on Maharaj. I'm a big fan of Maharaj, but I don't know. I've never been a massive believer in him in T20 cricket, really. I think he can do a job in certain conditions for us. But he's not for me, a lethal bowler in T20 cricket that takes bunch of wickets all the time. We need a strike bowler, a strike wicket taker with spin, like Imran Tahir was for us. It says that's what I said, Khalid. Previously, they're giving too many B sides against Pakistan, and Many others, I said, if we lose with a side, then this will hurt. Shay Gavarov says spin all rounder is crucial in India, Sri Lankan pitches, especially World Cup crunch matches. Chatil says the Cock Pretorius, Markram, Brevis, Miller, Stubbs, Janssen, Bosch, Rabada Maharaj, and Giri by my side for World T20. Isham says Maharaj poor show in India tours continues. Tak says that's why I like Larson consistently finishing matches. You hate that person, but after that, we can't even produce finishes. Ferreira is not even a small size of that. No comparison. Muller is supposed to be that fast now. PT6415, Ferreira and Markram should bowl 4 overs at least. They should try and save and have some contribution in the squad. Sham said Ferreira absolutely poor on subcontinent pitches against spinners. Chatil says, do you think there's a chance Klaasen comes back after SA20? I don't think there's a chance. I don't think there's a chance. Isham says Miller versus Hardik. Miller always fails. Daksh says Miller is a well-hearted person. Hope he does well in the coming matches. He's rusty. He came back from injury, so I'm hoping he improves. Markram has been crap with the bat as captain. If it was Bavuma doing this, he would be getting banished by the fans. Shagavarov says Sen Mutasami has done well in the CSA Challenge final for Warriors. PSBG, I was there actually. PSBG3 says, Khalid, you might not agree. Klaasen's premature retirement shake the T20 side back. Klaasen was quite comfortable with Walter, but even checking with new management, he called the time early for SA. Isham Sukhali, to be honest, return of Quinton made Ryan also massively downfall on his confidence. Still not clear who is our first choice openers in Markram. Then why last ODI he shifted at 5 after the second 100? That made no sense to me. Sanjay Sukhali, you looked very sad. Yeah, I'm very sad. Alvin says, can literally only improve from here how bad this was. Been saying it since ODI. Maybe we should start thinking about Maharaj versus Sen. Chegavarov says Mutasami is on top form. SN needs to add him into the T20 World Cup squad. Daksh says, what's the role of Albi Morkel? Is he on temporary base or permanent coach? He was temporary as a consultant. Depth, laughter, 3-2-2-1. 17 out of 23 lost since 2024 T20I World Cup. No series won since 2023. Yo, you guys are just making me more upset as I'm reading these comments, man. Guys are supposed to cheer me up, make me more sad. Gee whiz. Depth says batting still going back to Varun. Chatil says not many batsmen in his side. This side play the situation. Youngsters, especially, are block or slog. Brevis, even in ODIs, didn't judge match situation well. PBG3 says need a stable side to perform together. The disappointment was that there was no fighting. You cannot smack each delivery. But Sam says we are just too inconsistent and team that can never be trusted in white ball. Depth Laughter says, Khalid, those options you mentioned with Linda and Bosch are all lower order. It's the middle and top order that's not been consistent. Exactly. But we can't be saying that they're not good enough, man. They can't not be good enough. It doesn't make sense that they're not good enough. Because franchise cricket, they've proven themselves. And I'm not talking about domestic franchise. I'm talking about franchise, IPL, all other leagues, SA20, etc. There's just something off with our T20 international side when it comes to bilateral series. And I just don't know why, because in the World Cup, we make it to the final. Yes, we lost to India, but we made it we made it deep into in all the competitions. The last 3 competitions we played, we've made it quite deep. I mean, even though we didn't make the knockouts 3 years ago, the following year we did, and then we made it to a final. So I don't know. Shagavarov says, bro, playing 4-seamers in India, Sri Lankan subcontinent pitches absolute rubbish by the Proteas. Spin needs on quality players like Muthusamy Maharaj. They played with a heavy seam attack. Their seamers took all the wickets. Sanjay says, Khalid, what happened to your YouTube channel? Oh, my YouTube channel's still there. I just haven't had the time to actually consistently upload there. I need to find a way. I'm waiting for a new computer. And then once I got that new computer, then I can shoot videos a lot easier and more frequently. And then I will restart again. It does take a lot of time and effort to do both. It's been cricket season, it's tough. Sam says, I don't know why these guys don't play the situation. Even today, Markham just poor. He just should be there to hang on with Brevis. Alvin May says, I think our all-rounders is good enough to go with only 2 specialist bowlers. Protea Boy says, there needs to be consistency in selection. There's been a lot of chopping and changing. And I think that will turn things around for South Africa if we can pick a team and go with it. It's unfortunate that Coach Shukri came in so late into the white ball setup because he hasn't been given a lot of time to trial and test and see different players and what they can do. So he also needs to now find his best combinations and see who can perform, with his philosophies and strategies. Said Patel says, we need Riza in the squad. Stubbs is failing. PSPG3 says, nobody tries to build the innings. The target was not 200 plus. Quinton de Kock and LDP should be the top order of the Pakistan series. It seems LDP is not in the T20 World Cup plan. I don't know what the plan is there with him, and Coach Shukri. I think we should just throw a wild card in the mix and play Luandre. Open with Quinton and Luandre, bat Aiden at 3 maybe. 4 Stubbs, 5 Brevis, 6 Miller. I mean, I don't know. Protea Boy says Mara should not be in the T20 squad. Linda and Bosch should be regulars. We need to take into you have to take into consideration as well the numbers and transformation. At South Africa, you have to accept it. PSB3 says many says not a lot, says a lot about selection because it's easy. One top order have to take some responsibility, can't throw your wicket away. Sham says this our top order just doesn't want to build innings, just wants to play Baz ball cricket. PSBG3 says World Cup going to happen in India and Sri Lanka. Linda and Muthusamy should be the white ball, especially in T20 cricket. Ari Number says, what do you think of Luan? In my opinion, you should open with Quinton. I like Luan Pretorius. I think he has the right mentality. I think we should take a gamble on him. Proteas Boy says, I'm surprised we are playing without a wrist spinner. Ngaba Peter should be playing in the subcontinent. He could have learned so much from being on this tour. 2015 Wala ABD says, SA lose reason is no depth in batting. India played 8 batter and SA only 6. Your opinion? I don't think that's completely the reason. I think the reason is that our top order, middle order didn't perform. They didn't come to the party when they should have. Should have been easier to chase with a due and everything, I think. Tex says, Khalid, it's really time for us to have some uncomfortable conversations about David Miller. He costed us that World Cup final, missed an easy full toss, and today he looked all at sea. I think we need to give Miller, this came back from an injury, so I think we need to I think when we need to have the hard conversations is after the series. I don't want to jump the gun and start talking like a mad person here now, and then they go and win 2 on the trot or 3 on the trot, and then I have to change my whole flipping mentality again. So I'm gonna be patient with this. It's 5 matches, so I'm gonna wait until the end of the series, and then we can start having an in-depth discussion. Guys, I'm gonna call it. Um, Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you for the super chat as well, Wesley. I really appreciate it. It really helps me out a lot on the channel. If you guys want me to read your comments out, you're gonna have to. And if you want me to read your comments out for certain, you pay for a super chat, and I have to read it. I have no choice. So unless it's something derogatory or rude or racist, then I'm not gonna read it. But or sexist. So if you want me to read out your stuff, then put it up as a super chat and I will read out your comments. Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys again very soon with another review show. Don't forget to obviously subscribe. If you're new, please. Click the notification bell for all future videos as well. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment and share, and also comment in the comment section after we've ended the stream. Very important that you do so we can get into recommended feeds. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you very soon with another review show. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace out.